Hi folks, and welcome to this video tutorial on charcoal drawing. This is a style of drawing without using outlines that I learned in my second year at art school. I learned it from a teacher who said that this is the only way to draw, and that everybody who uses outlines are just stupid kids who don't know what they're doing. I disagree with that, obviously. However, this is it's a very effective way of drawing. And I think I learned a lot from that class, even though I didn't do very well in it, but I sort of carried over this technique into other work that I did. And I think the most I learned from that class is how to sort of adjust my style, which has actually been very helpful to me. This technique is very sculptural. Essentially, you take your charcoal stick and move it along the paper in a way that conforms to the shape of the person or object you're drawing. It's a very three-dimensional feel, and it's sort of difficult to achieve the same sort of effect when you're using outlines. So it's interesting. It's one way to go, certainly. The materials used in this demonstration are willow charcoal, which is a type of charcoal that it's very easy to sort of smudge. As you can see, I'm using my finger and sort of moving around. You can also take it off very easily with the eraser. This has good and bad effects. It's very delicate. I've had some papers ruined through various things, like my cat walking on it and whatnot, though you shouldn't let your cat walk on your art anyway. The paper is simple cartridge paper, but you can use anything from cheap newsprint to more high-end stuff. This drawing took approximately 28 minutes. It's sped up by 400% to hopefully make the video less boring. Though my voice isn't helping with that. And, yeah. Now, the eyes that I just did. Here's probably the best example of, sort of moving the charcoal, or moving the charcoal along the cheek. As you can see, I sort of, moved along with the shape of the cheek. That's what you should really be doing in the whole drawing. For this technique. Sorry, there's some noisy people outside. I should talk about some aspects of portrait drawing in general. A mistake, if you can call anything in art a mistake, I see a lot of young artists making is not shading the eyes enough. The eyes are actually in shadow from the eyelids. They're not just pure white like a lot of drawings show them. I think we get that from the flash. The flash on the camera sort of makes the eyes look white because the light is coming from straight forward. But under normal lighting conditions, the eyes are going to be in shadow except for the glints in the irises and pupils. The nose it's the closest thing to the viewer on the face, so really it should be, it's a good thing to have it have the most contrast, the most difference between dark and light, the darkest darks and the lightest lights, and the lips. A big, once again, quote-unquote mistake that I see a lot of newer artists making is having the top and bottom lips equal in the amount of light intensity. The upper lip should be darker if the light is coming from above, because the upper lip is actually pointing downwards more, and the lower lip is actually facing the light. It gets more light from the light source. Now, as you can see in this drawing, I didn't lay any outlines down first, because that's the point, and instead just sort of worked in the shapes. here on the side of the face you can see me doing somewhat of a outline, but it's actually just drawing in the negative space. So I already have the face sort of worked out there. I'm just defining the edge of the face using what's behind it as what I'm drawing. Now hair is its own thing. I just sort of roughed it in this drawing, but yeah, it's gonna probably get a video on its own at some point. Now I'm working from life here. There's a model just out of the camera shot. It's actually my mom. It's hard to get models. I usually just use myself. That's why I have so many self-portraits. I'm a cheap model. This style I find is best when you're working from when you're doing the body, preferably nude. But that can be pretty expensive, you know, hiring models and so forth. So on my budget, I sort of have had to give that up, except for short poses out at various life drawing events in the city. So that's about it for this video. This is my first voiceover video tutorial, so let me know in the comments how I did, if this was helpful, how I can improve future videos. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. God knows my channel needs it. And I have a Facebook, a DeviantArt, a Patreon, etc. These are all in the description. And thanks, I'll see you next time.